This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm sharing with you some of the top regrets from retirees. This is from my own experience in working closely with a lot of my retired clients over the last 17 years, as well as some research and surveys that have been done on this topic as well. So today I want to talk about another retiree regret that is quite common. And it's actually two sides of the same coin. It's about long-term care insurance. Now, I have clients who regret not buying long-term care insurance, and then they have some sort of long-term care event. It's very expensive. It's a huge drain on their assets. It can plunge you into financial insecurity, chaos in some cases, and that can be devastating. On the other side of that coin, I have clients who have bought long-term care insurance and they regret it because they haven't had to use it yet. Maybe they will someday and they'll not regret it anymore. But the problem with long-term care insurance right now, and honestly, this has been a problem for many years, is that the insurers who issue these policies massively mispriced them. And so what I hear a lot from clients, and maybe this has been your experience too, if you own a long-term care insurance policy, is you get a letter saying your premiums are going up. And they're not going up by like 3% or 4% or something manageable. They're going up by like 25 or 30%. It's crazy. It's because so many people who have bought long-term care insurance policies end up using them, and they are very expensive. The cost of long-term care is insane, and it's costing the insurance companies who are having to pony up and pay for this because the person bought long-term care insurance. It's costing them, it's emptying their coffers. They're having to go back to people who are currently paying into these policies and say, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to jack up your rates. What's the solution here? Well, I think it's wise if you can afford to buy long-term care insurance. Now, I don't actually have a dog in this fight because I don't sell long-term care insurance. I don't profit off of this advice at all for my clients or anyone. But I've seen situations where the worst outcome is that you don't buy long-term care insurance. You need it. You have a health event, a very expensive health event, especially if there's Alzheimer's or dementia or some kind of chronic long-term care or long-term illness that doesn't come and go quickly or doesn't claim your life in 3 or 6 months, but something that you deal with for years and is very expensive. That will drain most Americans' financial assets based on the values today, would be drained by a significant and long-lasting long-term care event. So to me, if you can afford the policy, and I tell my clients this when they call me and say, my long-term care insurance just got jacked up by 30%, what do I do? Should I just cancel this policy? And I tell them no, because if you can afford to continue paying this policy, like if you can't afford it, then they usually offer you some concessions. Like you can reduce the coverage, you can alter some things about the policy and keep the same premium. So there are options if this ends up happening, which I'm not sure if it'll continue. Like if you fast forward 10, 20 years, I think the insurance companies, first of all, a lot of them have gotten out of the long-term care insurance business because it was so unprofitable. They're just like, bye, we're out. So the insurers that are left, they're doing a better job now, I think, based on what I can see. They're doing a better job of actually pricing their policies well. So that should hopefully reduce the likelihood that you'll have to pony up for higher premiums later on down the road. So it's something that if you have assets that could be drained in a long-term care event, and that would cause significant financial hardship for yourself or your spouse, then I think buying long-term care insurance is a no-brainer. And I would say more people regret not buying long-term care insurance than those who regret buying it. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.